Glad you didn't ask me that one on air.
Imagine asking that and every kid going, did he just ask him what I thought?
These films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinema.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yes, folks, it is that time of the year. Collie.
Yeah, no, I'm the wizard, not a munchkin. I will take that every time. Even though, famously, of course, the wizard is full of bluster, and it
Yes.
turns out, he's not all that, and even more so in the Wicked movies than in the Wizard of Oz. So, but what the hell? I'll take it anyway. As long as I'm not a munchkin or a flying monkey, it's always a good day. So,
I did the munchkin part. That's not right.
yeah.
Anyway,
As as people have probably guessed, we're at Wicked time again. And it's interesting. I was thinking of this when I was going in to watch this today. Now, it's actually opening right now as we're speaking live on air. There's a double bill with Wicked, which is a long movie. That's about nearly 3 hours. And then now the sequel. Although I'm using the word sequel, it's really not the sequel, it's the second part. Because when you see this on Broadway, it's all the one show. And the
right.
intermission is
Yeah.
it's like kind of two-thirds in, and the film is the same. So this is the alternative telling of the story of the Wizard of Oz, and particularly from the Wicked Witch's point of view. And somebody wrote a novel saying, maybe how did she get this way? Maybe she wasn't all bad. And about a year ago, I walked into the cinema and said, "Oh man, so I'm gonna have to be talking to Seamie tonight all about Wicked. It's not really my thing. I don't like musical theatre. Ah, it'd probably be good if you like that sort of thing." And I remember coming on air with you and saying, "Wow, Shamey, this is spectacular. It's really something special." Now, the only thing I'm worried about today is last year my expectations were very low, so it's very easy to match them. Whereas I haven't enjoyed it. When I went in today, I wasn't sure what to expect. But before I tell you what it was like, will we play the clip?
Elphabethrop, I know you're out here. Just come in before the monkeys spot you.
There's no going back. This is between us, the wizard and I.
The Wicked Witch can't elude us forever.
Oh, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I tell you, it looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and there's two things that they got so right in this movie. One, well, in both movies, because they were filmed back to back, really. It was all one movie. It was just split into two. Is the casting is brilliant. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are such brilliant singers, and of course, I'm sure they recorded their vocals in a studio rather than on the sets. But they are such brilliant singers, and all the promotion stuff. You see, they sing live all the time. They're such great singers. But all the rest of the cast, Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum, and John Bailey, who I hadn't heard of beforehand, is now voted the world's sexiest man.
What?
Another year you and I missed out. But enough about that. But the other thing is the sets. They, obviously there's effects. I was thinking when I was saying this earlier, oh look, everything is real in it. No, I'm pretty sure the flying monkeys are still computer
There's a
generated.
lot of green screen. There's a lot
But
of
they
green in it, period.
built the yellow brick road. They built flower, meadows of flowers and trees and everything. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. They built it all. And you can see the difference. I don't know how, but you can feel the difference. It's like with AI, and everyone's fussing about AI. Oh, we use AI. But you always know and just go, something wrong about it. Whereas this feels physical and real. If a world of witches and wizards can feel real, and it does. Now, famously, people who've seen the musical, all the people who went to see it, the Board Gosh, as well as Broadway, and would say the opening half is the stronger half, because it has the showstopper, which is Defying Gravity. There's good songs all the way through, but that's the big hit from it. And that probably is true of this movie, as I said beforehand, because it's not really a sequel, it's part two. It's part two of the movie. And it probably doesn't have quite the same impact because, again, you're surprised when you see Wicked, you go, wow, look at that. Whereas we've lived through it. However, having said all that, it is still top class value for money. I think the people who are Wicked fanatics, and there's a lot of them out there, are going to absolutely love this. Nothing's going to let them down. Everything's going to be the way they imagined it. For the rest of us who, maybe like me, who are surprised to enjoy it, there's nothing to let us down. There's a couple of great songs, particularly Changed for Good, which is a really good ballad. Now, as I said, it lacks the oomph of Defying Gravity. But I'm pretty sure in the future, when it comes back, it's going to play great all over Christmas, and then it's going to come back as sing-alongs, and it's going to be like Dirty Dancing, like Pretty Woman. It's going to play in cinemas a lot. But most of the time, I think people are going to do the 4.5 hour version. That's what they're actually going to watch, because it is one movie with a big intermission, the same way they watch it on Broadway, or the same way they watch Hamilton. It's the whole shebang. And the cast they're just so good and so brilliant. And you're there going, oh yeah, I'm really sorry about those talking animals. And it's only on the way home you're driving going, talking animals. But the people who would mock me for loving, Star Wars and stuff like that are fine with the ghost teaching university. But it wraps it up. And do you know what's great about it is it changes the angle and the approach of the Wizard of Oz without ruining the Wizard of Oz. It's it's like Rashomon. It's from a different angle and says, if you look at it like this, what could have happened without spoiling it all? And there's all these little touches for both obviously the Judy Garland classic, but also the book, because in the book, she had silver slippers. It was only for the film that she had ruby slippers. And they kind of throw in some stuff about that is deep dives if you want to be all nerdy about it. But if you just want to kick back and relax and enjoy, like, people are so talented. The dancing, the singing, and also the language. There's kind of a rhythm to it. They say, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculosis and all of this sort of stuff. They've all this slightly different language. Right. They're kind of playing with modern culture and this other Oz culture in a way that you absolutely love. And people like yourself who are used to working with artists, who've gone to see stage shows and so on, will see it's a lovely combination of showing the hard work and brilliance that goes into live performance, the ones in the Hawkswell, all of this sort of stuff, with film, saying we're not doing exactly the same, but we're showing the best of both worlds. I think it is still something special, particularly seen as one big movie. And I think the only reason it didn't win loads of Oscars last year is people are waiting, like they did with The Lord of the Rings, where they waited for the three of them and then gave them all awards. I think it's going to do very well.
So it's playing. The two movies are playing back to back.
The two movies are playing back to back tonight, but then from tomorrow onwards, it will just be Wicked for Good, which is a very respectable 2 hours and 7 minutes compared to the 3 hours of the first one. But it's very enjoyable.
Okay, right. Thumbs up for Wicked. It's going to be the one that's going to be around for years and years and years.
Oh, yeah.
To come. All right. We got someone's for the smallies, as you say.
Yeah.
The CB Panto.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That time of year, and we always have a lovely CBB stuff. And, do you know, we've often talked about, both on air and off air, about our love of music and certain things you go, that's going to be good. CBBS, it's the BBC. It's going to be good. I know they're in trouble with other things, but their children's television is still the greatest in the world. And this sort of stuff they do brilliantly. So it's very, very much for the smallies. You'll be only around this weekend and next, but it's lovely. Cinderella.
Okay. For the family. Missed it Monday, quickly, The Unholy. You love this Irish movie.
The Unholy. So here's one of the things I forgot to say off air. I sent you that it was The Unholy Lands. That's next week. It's actually Roofman. It's actually Roofman. That's my fault. I sent the wrong one. It was only
you sent the wrong one.
As we were saying that, it was only I realised it was The Roofman with Channing Tatum, which I really liked. You might remember, it's the true story of the fella. He was a escaped criminal, but he was a charming fella, and he hides in the roof of a Toys R Us, and then he starts dating the girl who works there, and she can't understand how he knows so much about it.
Now
it's
we know.
Great fun. It's on a Monday. It's only 5:50. We'll talk about Unholy Lands next week when I get my calendar right. It's been a busy day, Seamie.
That's Collie on Wicked. Till next week. Enjoy the movies.
R.I.P. Manny.